Hi everyone, this is FlossTube 52. It is October 4th, 2025, and we're going to kind of do a hybrid today. There's my weird hair sticking up there. Anyway, I'm going to do the overhead shot when I show my projects, the haul, some different things, but I thought I'd start with a face. And I also thought, I know I'm going to show in detail what I'm working on, but I'm not sure the color is going to show up correctly. So I'm going to hold them up here so that you can see them, and then we'll look at them in depth. So sorry, no surprise when you get to what I'm working on, but I will show the covers, the floss, all of that. But I have been working on Seasons in the Garden. Oh, that's wrinkled. Sorry. Now I've just got the fall border done. So I think you get a better idea of the color of the linen back here, which is why I decided to do it this way. You can let me know in the comments if you thought the overhead was close enough. This is the Rose and the Giant Pear on Tabby Cat, which is very modeled, but I'm doing it in the less modeled portion. I should hold that up longer. And again, we will look at it in depth in the video, the overhead. Fanny Bromley. I just got a little bit of that done. Again, I'm holding it back so you can see. See how the color changes? That's the true color as I'm looking, peeking at you. Worked quite a bit on Quaker Virtues. And when we do the close-up, you'll be able to see the color change. Let's see. And I am going to show Ziggy. He's laying down right now. I'll go get him. And Mary Carter. Worked on her quite a bit. That band is no joke. I'm just doing some of the preliminary padding. Some of it's done, but some of it where it looks sparse, that's the padding. So we'll look at that a little more in detail. And I did show this linen, which is Torn Ticket on exclusive from Hobby House. And I'm not sure the overhead really shows it, but here it is. And I'm going to hold it up against Vintage Country Mocha, which you can see it's a little lighter, but it's that same kind of tone. It's a really nice color. In fact, I just put in a notice that when they get more, I'm going to order more. I just ordered one fat quarter of 40 and 46. The 46 hasn't come in yet. So what we're going to do in the video, in the overhead, which I've already filmed, which was weird, putting it backwards, we're going to look in depth at what I've been working on since the last video, which is about 3 weeks. And I've got some haul to show. Some of it just came yesterday. I was excited about that. And we're going to look at some fall things. I pulled some charts and some kits, things I have kitted. I won't say for fall. Some of them obviously are fall and even Halloween, but some of them just have a fall feeling to me. So I pulled them. And I can't explain why they feel like fall, but some of them do. Maybe it's the color. Maybe it's the topic. Maybe it's when I received it. you know, I was at a retreat and received it in the fall. I don't know. It just felt fall to me, so I went ahead and taped that too. So you're going to see what I've been stitching on, haul, got some other stuff in there, and some fall things. But I know a lot of you, the reason I'm doing the overhead is I've had several comments about it. Some of you said either way's fine, and many of you said I really like the overhead, I can see it. So I thought, well, let's just do a hybrid this time. And so we'll do this intro and then we'll go to the overhead. And when I finish with the fall things, which I've already taped, I will, usually I tell you when I'm going to come back. And we're going to be going toward the end of the month. So I'm going to try to come back because that'll be my 3-year anniversary, believe it or not. So I might do something special for that. Haven't decided yet. So it might be a couple of weeks. If it's not, it's going to be November. So I'm not sure. I'm going to try to come back in a couple of weeks. But you've been wanting to see our little guy. I mean, he's laying in front of the door in the other room. If you've seen my sewing room tour, he's over by that door that goes outside, sleeping where it's nice and cool on the linoleum. So Ziggy, come here. Come on, you got people that want to see you. Come here. So this is our little Ziggy man. Can you look at people? Yes, I know. Kisses, yes. We've... Okay, look right here. Look right there. We've had him just about 3 weeks. He is 10 pounds. He's a little Shih Tzu. He's 2.5. He's a sweetheart. He's tired. Are you sleepy? We should look at people. We should look at people. He's a sweetheart. And I know some of you have asked how he came to us. And for privacy purposes, I'm not going to go into details, but I can tell you this, he has always had a loving home. From the time he was born, you can see he's just a sweetheart. And there's all kinds of reasons people look for a home. Sometimes there's just different reasons, and in this case it was something better for him. They wanted him to be the only child. There he is. He's a cutie. Are you tired? It's warm in here, isn't it? And you're going to sleep. If I can put a video at the end, every morning we play. And there's a video that I was sitting in the bedroom putting shoes on or something, and I see this toy go flying through the air, and he comes running like a herd of elephants after it. So I'll put that video in here at the end if I can after we do everything. But this is a little Ziggy man, and he's a good boy. Is that it? Yeah, you're a good boy. He's a good little guy, and he's tired, so I'm going to lay him. He snorts. You going back to sleep? Yeah. He's played, he's had food, he's been out, so anyway. So this is our little Ziggy man. Man, you're hot. I'm going to put you down. He's very fluffy. You know, and whenever you, can you say hello? There we go. Whenever you lose a pet, you know, you lose part of your heart. And even when you get another one, they help fill that hole, but they're always just a little tiny hole of every pet we've ever had. We love them dearly, and we love the next one that comes along. So we're very, very fortunate to be able to have this little Ziggy man who's already in our heart, and he's been a good guy. All right, you want to go lay down? Want to go lay down? Yeah? Okay. So, oh, he's hot. So that's it for this portion. We're going to go right into the overhead camera, and I will show you what I've been working on. And I will see you either in a couple of weeks or in November, but I'm going to try to do something before the end of the month. So anyway, happy stitching, everyone. Stay tuned. Well, let's take a look at what I've been working on in September. So this is the Britomart sampler. Katie Strachan is holding a class on it. You can also purchase the chart if you would like. It's amazing. It does things in levels. I signed up for the class and have downloaded the information and taken a look at some of it. But let me show you. I had ordered the kit, which had the book, the class. Here's all the threads. And I kind of keep that all in my Nantucket basket here. And let me show you how far I am. I have it on the frame. Just with Mr. Ziggy. I almost said Mr. Benji, and we keep calling him Benji, but we have been trying to say Ziggy. Anyway, with Mr. Ziggy joining us, I do want to do this sampler reversibly. Katie's instructions are fantastic. I just need time to concentrate. So, of course, I will let the tension down on this. I won't keep it tight, but just wanted to show you that's where I'm at. And hopefully next time I'll have something to show. Let me set all this aside. So I did get that on the frame. I was glad of that. I did work on the next installment of the Jeanette Douglas Seasons in the Garden. We already had summer, and I signed up for a class, or I should say I signed up to receive each of the quarterly kits through Village Sampler in West Virginia, and they're doing a Zoom get-together once a month, which is nice, so if you have any questions. But here's the summer. I finished that. And I just received, about the time we got Ziggy, I received the autumn, which is gorgeous. And I did do a little work on that. Here's my skeins. Let me show you. Move this out of the way. Let's see. So here's my summer. You can see I did have some left. So if you make a mistake, it's okay. You've got some left. So there's my summer. And then here's my fall colors. Some of the same. So there's my fall colors, and I just wrote down the skein and what number and which season. So I've got them all together on this wire tag. So let me just pull this back here again. You can see summer. Summer will have the border, and in the fall it changes to more fall colors. You can just see the different things that change with the season. So it's kind of fun. And this is where I'm at. I did get, sorry, it's wrinkled. Why, that's really wrinkled. Yikes. It's really wrinkled. Sorry. But here you can see the border. And I did get almost down to the side. And so then I'll next work on this, which will be this part. Like that tree. It's going to go over here. But anyway, I did get that. Like I said, we got that just about the time we got Ziggy, so I was pretty happy I got that much done. Let me just zoom in a little bit so you can see. So that's the Jeanette Douglas Seasons in the Garden. And you can get just the booklet, but I decided to go ahead and get the kit each quarter, so it's all everything I need. And there are beads, but I didn't pull those out to show. I've got that also in a Nantucket basket. Let me move this. Now, I did work on, in Sampler September, a little bit more on Rose and the Giant Pear. And I am using the Fibers to Die For by Amy Mitten. I don't think right now she's shipping to the U.S. until she figures out the custom forms, and or not the custom forms, any tariffs. And she may have by that. I know I just checked the other day, because she's got these beautiful silks. So you can check. That may be all corrected now. But I'm doing this on a piece of creme brulee. This is actually the piece of creme brulee that we got for Sarah Milthrop. And I decided to repurpose it for this. And I'm doing it in the area that's not quite so modeled. There we go, so you can see. So I got this part done and starting into the house. So I did work on that in September. A couple of days after I did the FlossTube, I did work on that. And I worked at least a day on Fanny Bromley. It's another hats. So here it is. It just really is pretty. I like the house. I like this whole middle section. And I am doing this on there we go. Stained China Linen by Dames of the Needle. And I'm using the Vicky Clayton silk pack. So I just zoom in. I really like this geometric border, and it's kind of fun. These letters color-wise go down this way, so it's kind of fun to do. This will come over here. So what have I got left to do? This little bit. I've got quite a bit to do, but I did get this done. You're getting a pretty good rhythm with the border, which is kind of fun to do. So I did work on Fanny Bromley, and then I'll show you the things that I worked quite a bit on, and I do have 2 starts. I have no business doing any more starts, but that doesn't matter. Let me move that out of the way. So I know you've seen this, but this is going to be an ongoing project. Quaker Virtues by Bike on Stitches. And I am doing it a little differently. I am doing it, if you've seen my floss tubes, you've seen what I'm doing. I am doing it in Water Lilies. I'll zoom in so you can see it. This is Olive Grove. I always want to say Olive Garden. That's not correct. I am doing it in Olive Grove, which is a variegated thread. And I've mentioned this before, but I never know who's new. What I did is similar to what I did when I was picking fabrics for quilts that I was designing, or when I was designing fabrics, starting with a multicolored fabric. It would be a multicolored print. So what I'm doing here is selecting a multicolored floss, and then I am selecting, coordinating, just like in a quilt, coordinating flosses. These are silk in light and medium and dark. You can see that one I haven't used yet, but it is in there. This one I haven't used either. I'm not sure if I will, but I just put anything I was thinking of using together, all pulled from the colors of the initial variegated floss. Let me zoom out just a hair. There we go. So this is my, in quilting terms, this would be my main fabric, and these are all the coordinating prints. Notice I'm doing a colorway, light, medium, and dark, light, medium, and dark, and then just kind of some, those are more like alternates. So let me show you. What's fun is this has a lot of motifs. And when you use the variegated floss, in this case, the watercolor silk, it automatically makes it look like you're using more colors. And I'm just enjoying stitching on this so much. This is on 38 count, heavy cream by Shakespeare's Peddler. I'm doing it 1/1. I've worked quite a bit on this. I'll zoom up so you can see. There we go. You can see these are all the variegated, and it looks like I'm using lots of different colors, but that's just the play of the color. I just finished this motif. I adore it. And then where you see these solid pieces, those are some of those coordinating prints. Here, yeah, you can see my finger. Here, the numbers, the word. So these are the colors. Here's the result. I'm going to zoom up even a little more so you can see. I mean, the play of the color, it just automatically changes. And because this olive grove has some olive green in it and some sagey green in it, it just really is, it's beautiful. I'm letting the thread do the work, just like I've done with fabric. Let the fabric do the work. In this case, I'm letting the thread do the work of the color changes. And so that's where I am on this Quaker Virtues, using the watercolor, not watercolor, sorry, water lilies, Olive Grove, and then some Gloriana's silk to go with it. Those are the coordinating. Some of them are Gloriana, some of them are water lilies. And I had more, but I tailored it down to these. So I spent quite a few days working on that. And let me go to this one. And here's another one I spent a lot of time working on. This is in a bag by my friend Bridget. Love the bag, Bridget. These are, sorry, the neighbor just drove by and the windows are open because it's a beautiful day here. You've seen this, my Mary Carter. These are the colors in the DMC. And then I went ahead and pulled Vicky Clayton silk, and I did use some of the called for 103. I did change, let me show you the one change I made. This is the DMC. And you can see on mine, I changed it to something that's just a touch lighter. Even though I love this color, this did not show up very well on my linen, so I changed it to this. Now I'll zoom up on that once I make some room here. Here's Mary Carter, just 8 colors. And 1712, it was the 2020 Queen of the May. Let me go up so you can see. So I am in that band section and just finishing up in here. So let me pull that and show you. See if I can move some things. There we go. So this is the color. See, I chose something that's just a little bit more pink. Even though it looks like it would be good, when I stitched with it, some samples, it just did not show up well. So I changed it from that brown to something that's just a hair lighter. And there's the neighbor again. Sorry, they're just going up and down their driveway. They're on the hill behind us. And so I might have to shut that door. So all of this is finished. This is eyelet up here. Started working on the band. Did the first layer of the padded satin stitch, and I'll zoom up so you can see. And what I did is I originally had purchased all the DMC, and I didn't want to waste it, so I'm using the DMC for my padding and then the silk going over top. So let me just zoom up, and I'm working on the Irish stitch there, which is like a Bargello. Oh. So if the satin stitch looks a little weird and sparse, that's the padding. I haven't done the next layer. This one's done, that's done. Those are done. And got a little tired of working on the satin stitch, so I came down here and working on the Bargello. So I spent quite a bit of time on Mary Carter since our last FlossTube. This is on 40 count vintage cedar plank by Lakeside. All right, let me move this out of the way, out of the camera range. I worked on that, and I do have a start, 2 starts. Like I said, I have no business doing any starts, but oh well, I did. I showed you this last time, Americana sampler. And I'll come up so you can see here. Just wonderful, wonderful motifs. Let me put it down so you can see. And I'm using the called for, it looks like it's all DMC. Called for DMC. There it is. Look at the colors, beautiful. Bright, beautiful. And I have the tiniest start, and let me see, this is on Vintage Country Mocha for 36 count. I just had to start it, so I did. No, just this little bit, almost like a firework. It's going to be, let me see here. There we go. Right there. So just got a little bit of a start on there. I'm going to zoom back out so that's probably more representational. It is Vintage Country Mocha. So that was a start, and let's see. Here's another start. Actually, I'm going to show you this. I did work on my Houses of Hawk Run Hollow because I met with my stitch group, and this is a good fill-in. So I worked on this house, and I think I mentioned I am going to keep the wording here. This work is mine, but I'm going to take that out. I'm going to take some of the a little bit more morbid phrasing out and change it. When I first started it, I liked it, but now I think I'm going to make it a little more positive verse, and I'm not sure what yet. Keep this, keep Remember Me, I believe. So, let me show you. I'm using DMC, called for. This is on 36 count platinum. So just worked on that a little bit. Look, look at all the colors. I'm using DMC for this. So let me just zoom in a little bit. Oh, just started working down here. This one's done, this one, these other ones are done. Except, I'm going to take that out. So this, I'm going to get to this in a, remember what I'm going to say here, because we're going to look at some of this in a minute. This reminds me of fall. And in a little bit, I'm going to show you some fall charts and kits I pulled from my stash. Things that feel or look fall to me, but this does. And I think it's just the coloration. Don't necessarily see anything that screams fall, but it just feels like fall. And it could be I started it in the fall. Maybe that's why. But anyway, I did work on that. And let me show you my other new start. I worked on this a couple of evenings. This is, yeah, and move that out of the way. New World Sampler by Plum Street. I'm going to zoom in while I let you look at this, while I move some of this other stuff out of the way. This was just calling to me, so I decided to start it. Okay, let's get this pile out of the way. This one isn't exceptionally large. It's not like Live on Little. Let's see, 169 by 185. At least it doesn't seem that large after Live on Little. Here's all of the called for. And I did do one of my little tags, and I'll write the linen down here. I just haven't done this yet. But it's a combination of DMC and, you know, looks like there's some Classic Colorworks and Weeks. And I am doing it on, where did I put that? I think this is Dames of the Needle. Might be Mad Hatter's Tea Party. I don't know. Let me look. I've got the tag somewhere. I don't know where it went. Hold on. It might be right here. A little discombobulated here after getting Mr. Ziggy. Actually, he's being good. He's just laying down right now. It is Mad Hatter's Tea Linen, Dames of the Needle. I did Betsy's house on this. I've shown you this before. This is a finish. I did Betsy's house on this. This is also by Plum Street. And I liked the linen, and I had quite a bit left, so I decided to do New World on it. So here we are. This definitely feels like fall. You've got the pumpkin. Now, let me go back to the picture, and then I'll talk about this. So I'm right up here, finish the deer, then you've got a band. Looks like you've got a village, you've got the Mayflower. This is interesting. This band right here, which I've just started. I'm going to read this to you. Hold, please, while I get to the right page. Here we go. So, the large flower band under the Pilgrims as well as the small back-stitched flowers scattered throughout the sampler, are derived from the flower motifs in the first American-made sampler, the Laura Standish sampler. Laura Standish was born sometime after 1627 to Barbara and Miles Standish. Miles was hired by the Pilgrims to protect them, as well as to enforce new laws. And the Mayflower had 102 passengers on board. 41 of them were Pilgrims. The rest were strangers. That's in quotation mark. But anyway, the flower band is derived from the Laura Standish sampler, which I am also working on, so I'll show you that. So there's the flower band. Let me pull my Laura Standish. I've been working on this for a while. I've had it for a while. It's quite long, and I am down to right in here. I'm doing a brighter version, so I'm not doing this called for version. I'm using these colors, which is a little brighter. So I know I've talked about this before. Some people will think that's not correct, but I am choosing to do it. It's not an exact reproduction. You'll see in a minute. It's very similar, but just where it may have faded, I'm using something a little brighter. So I'm right down in here, and I'm working on it mostly reversible, meaning it's the same front and back, except when I got down here. And as I've said before, I wanted to finish it in my lifetime. So I chose to do that in a regular fashion. Now, remember that flower band we just mentioned on New World? There it is. There's the motif. So now I'll show it to you on Laura. Here it is. It's just so beautiful. I just love it. So this is the Standish stitch, and then you've got this band, another Standish stitch. Here's where the brighter version comes in, and then here's the flowers. Let me just flip it over. You can see this is the same front and back. And this is not quite. I did not do that in reverse. But then I'm doing this again in reverse. Here's the Standish stitch again. So that's the back. You just flip it back over. There's the front. So the flowers in the New World sampler by Plum Street are pulled from the Laura Standish sampler. I thought you would enjoy seeing that. Okay, so let's now, that's what I've been stitching on. I need to leave Laura out. I need to work on her some more. In fact, I'm going to do that, I think, leave her out. If Mr. Ziggy will. It's not that he's a wonderful little dog. It's just we're doing some training, and it requires constant monitoring. And that's hard to concentrate on stitching sometimes. So anyway, I wanted to share with you. I did not look the name up. Was it Becky? I had an email. I will put it in the description. I think it's Becky. I think it's Rebecca. But Becky emailed me, and said that she was looking through her disc of the Sampler Antique Needlework Quarterly, which this disc has all of the collection in it from 1991 to 2015. And she found references to the Tennessee Sampler exhibit and book. Not the book, but these are articles that were written while the book was being written. And I wanted to share those with you, and thank you to, I believe it's Becky, for that. That's wonderful. This is issue, looks like, let's see. Looks like issue 60, fall 2010, and remember, you'll have them all in if you get that disc. But here's an article, Houses in Silk, Middle Tennessee Samplers. I believe I saw this one and really liked it. So there's an accompanying article with other samplers. And there's an adaptation of this one here. And so you've got the pattern for it. It's a little different. Well, it's this one actually. Let me look. Yeah, looks like it's this one. So I wanted to share that with you. That's a wonderful resource, fall 2010. And then there's another one. It's spring 2009. Little Dog Samplers in Middle Tennessee. See the little dog? Look at the border. So there's an article talking about it. Oh, nice close-up here. Wonderful article. And yes, here's the adaptation. There's a kit. Of course, it probably wouldn't be available now, but yes, you've got your, it looks like it's got DMC equivalent. So that is spring 2009, issue 54. I have quite a few of these magazines, but there was one I did not have, so I pulled it from the disc. It's summer 2013, issue 71, and it is, and this is the cover, it's Mary Eliza Jones Sampler, 1830. I'm pretty sure I saw this. I didn't print out the whole issue. There might be a chart, I'm not sure. But anyway, this is what the article, it talks about Mary Eliza being in North Carolina, but later she moved to Tennessee. That's how it ended up here. So let me show you the cover again on that. So if you have this disc, you can take a look at those. Let me show them one more time. Summer 2013. Spring 2009. Fall 2010. And as I was going through my magazines, I came across this one. This is issue 51. I just loved that house. Let's see, page 5. The Harriet Burry Sampler. Look at the gate, the birds, the trees, berry basket. I just thought that house was unique, and look at the door. And I believe, yes, there's a chart. Well, there it is. So if you would like to do that, here's the door and the windows. Oh, these windows are bullions, like Harriet Campbell. Is it Harriet Campbell, the Scottish one? So anyway, I just thought you would like to see that because that kind of struck me. I really liked that. So the last thing I'm going to show you before we look at fall, things that remind me of fall, is I have a little bit of haul. So haul and fall, but I'll show you a little bit of haul. I did purchase this. This was on my wish list, and I decided to go ahead and get it, the Baltimore Album Quilt by Kathy Barrick. And you could do all of these, or you could pull them out and do a set of 4 for a little pin cushion. You could do a pillow with a row or 2. It doesn't use a lot of colors. Here they are. So if it's something you wanted to do silk on, you could, or try silk, because there's just 5 colors. I decided to go ahead and pull the DMC because then I have these silks that are pretty similar. I was just looking at them. I have some colors in here that are similar to the DMC, and I thought, you know what, I'm gonna probably pull some of these colors. I haven't totally checked it out yet, but I think I can do it. So these were just some leftover silks from other projects. I don't know what this long string is. I don't know what's going on there. So I did get that, and at the same time, you know how sometime you'll have a suggestion that'll come up on your, if you're in 1, 2, 3 stitch, and they'll suggest other things. This came up. And I have done a couple told in the garden years ago. I have no idea where they're at, because that was a long time ago, but this one has some different quilt blocks, and I love the shading of the quilt here. Let me just pull up here. So I ordered that. What's this one called? Amish Quilt Sampler, and here's the colors. So I went ahead and ordered the DMC with it. I didn't want to forget it, and I love this. That could be something by itself right there. I ordered that. And then I wanted to mention, Brenda and Laura talked about in their last video this chart, a Nantucket Sampler by Eliza A. Mercy. And they mentioned that they thought it was an exclusive at, could have been Hobby House, could have been Sampler Symposium. They weren't sure, but this is from Red Barn Samplers, and it is a free chart. So if you saw the FlossTube with Brenda and Laura and they mentioned it and it appealed to you, this is one that you could order. And as I mentioned, it's free. I believe it might have been at a one of the retreats and now is available, and it appears that there's a limited number because there was another free chart that was sold out. So I went ahead and downloaded it. I just thought that was really pretty, and when Brenda showed what she was going to do with it, it just really appealed to me, and so I thought, well, let me see if I can find it, and I did. So Red Barn Samplers, Eliza A. Mercy, if you're interested. I did place an order for the torn ticket at Hobby House, and it just came in. Here's the vintage country mocha. You can see it's similar. It's a wonderful sampler color. It's kind of that golden sampler color. Oh, I really like it. It's on top of vintage country mocha, so you can see it. Let me see if I can. Yeah, that's a little bit. It's so hard to get this representation right. So I ordered that a while ago, and it just came in, so I was very happy about that. And then on one of the Attic's floss tubes, Mrs. Flossie, Amy, mentioned that she had drawn the chalkboard at the attic. And if any of you have ever been to the attic, you see that out front. And I loved it, so I went ahead and ordered her chart from the attic. It's an attic exclusive. And I did order a couple of, and I don't know when I'll start this, but I did order a couple of grays. This is Magical Gray. What did I get? 36 count, and then this is 32 count of Charcoal Gray. So two different grays, and I ordered 2 different dinky dyes. Not sure which I think I like that one there, and that one on there. So I've got those ready when I want to start. So I ordered that. When you see all the fall stuff, you're going to say, you have no business ordering anything else the rest of your life. Which is probably true. But anyway, I digress. I had Marianne Buck in my hand when we were at the attic in April. And I had so many other purchases on my list to get that I put it back. And I regretted that. So I went ahead and ordered it at the same time that I ordered the attic chalkboard chart. And I told them, go ahead and pick the linen. So they sent me Muddy Duck. And I went ahead and ordered the hand-dyed silks. I mean, again, oh, look at those colors. Oh, it's the colors, isn't it? It's always the colors. It's the design, but it's also the colors. Look at that glorious, glowing silk. Oh, is that beautiful? Look at that. Let me just isolate that so we can just admire that. So pretty. Just look at those. So this is Marianne Buck, exclusive to the attic, and it's Needlework Press. So I've got that all together, and I love how they put a little tag so you know what it's for. And I ordered one other thing kitted. They had shown this in one of the last floss tubes, and it was something Jean had acquired, the sampler, and she wanted to chart it, and so they went ahead and did. And it's Anne Wildman, 1839. It's got the zebra, it's got the stag. Says, be you to others kind and true as you have others be to you, and neither nor say to men whate'er you would not take again. Anne Wildman's work, 1839. Let me just bring it up so you can see. I think they were working on the chart. They might have shown part of it on the floss tube. But if you order, I think you have to order it as a kit. I might be wrong on that, but it does come with 40 count vintage light exemplar, and you have the choice of what kind of thread you would like, whether it's the DMC floss or the hand dyed. Might be even 103, and then the hand-dyed silk. I decided to go ahead and get the hand-dyed silk. I normally get hand-dyed cotton, but this one is pretty special, so I decided to get the silk. And I know some of you wonder, why do I pick one or the other? Well, sometimes it's for reasons of economy. I just don't have the budget. And other times, if I haven't purchased anything in a while, I go ahead and splurge. It just depends. But this time I decided to go ahead and get it. Oh, beautiful colors. So this is a combination of Belle Soie, and there's some dinky dyes in there. So that's my haul. I'm looking forward. I was so excited to get this. It just came yesterday in the mail. So what we're going to do now is I'm going to switch, and I'm going to show you some fall items. Items that feel like fall to me, say fall. Maybe I started in the fall. Just take a look at those. So hold on and I'll be right back. I thought it might be fun to do a little segment on fall stitching, at least what fall stitching to me feels like. It's going to be unusual. I pulled all of these different charts and kits, and some of them you'll recognize and some will be a surprise, but just things that when I think of fall, or when I'm thinking of starting something fall, what appeals to me. So this is one I got last year. This is Salem Samplers. Salem Sampler by Plum Street. I'm just going to zoom in so you can see. And you can see it's got, let's bring it up. It's got the Tombstone Angel, just some different elements. I might change the verse. Haven't quite decided. But this one I bought kitted with the linen, which is, let me zoom out just a little bit. There we go. So this is Gallows Hill by Needle and Flax, and I guess I did not, maybe I did, can't remember. Here's the floss. So I've got the complete kit here, haven't started it yet. One thing I'll do is write on here the name of the linen so that I remember. But that one is definitely, to me, fall. I just haven't started it yet, but it's all ready when I want to. I think this was a purchase that I could do through Needle and Flax last fall. Sorry for any crinkling. So that's one that I'm thinking, I don't know if I'll start anything new for fall, but that's one I'm thinking of. This is Jack's Bash. I know many of you have either done it or you've seen it done. It's a fun one. It's pretty. Again, Plum Street. And I do not have linen selected for this. Let's see what's it called for. Abracadabran 35 count. Let me go back again. I did pull, I do have the DMC. Let me see, does it call for DMC and Gentle Art? I think I just pulled the DMC for that. So it's all ready. So that's another fall partial kit. I don't have linen selected, but I do have the chart and the floss ready. These first few are going to be definitely fall. This one is Sampler Bird Stitchery, and this is the Pumpkin Scissor Fob, and it's a kit. I purchased this when she was at the Tudor Rose Guild, and I'm going to show you, we had the option of, I'm going to grab it real quick. We had the option of purchasing the tomato fob, which I went ahead and did, and then in the class, the virtual class, the virtual lecture, I think it was a class, anyway, we had instructions about finishing. Let me see. There we go. So I've got this on my Ernest Wright scissors. You're not seeing it. There we go. I'm so close up, you can't see everything. So this one I've done. This one I purchased at the same time. You zoom back out a little bit so you can see it. I hope this doesn't make you dizzy, but I really am trying to get it so you can see everything up close. This one has a spool with a little pumpkin. So I haven't made that one yet, but I do have the kit ready. So that's a definite fall kit. And here's another one. I have the linen. I've had this a really long time. What's the linen? Let's see. 30 count pecan shortbread. And what does it go with? This one. 30 count. No, I would change that. I bought this when I first started. Stitching. I don't know if I would do that. I might do it over one. Anyway, it's Gather Ye Pumpkins While Ye May by Little House. Definite fall. Love that one. Haven't pulled any of the flosses yet, but you've got a DMC conversion or Classic Colorworks. So that's a fall one that I have partially ready. We're still looking at things that are definitely fall. I haven't pulled the ones that you're going to go, what'd you pull that one for? I Love Fall Most of All by Brenda Juvet. And again, what do I have? I must have kitted this at some point when I first came back to stitching. So it looks like some of the threads were not available. I'm looking at this from the first time from a long time ago. When I kitted it. Oh, okay, I've got Dames of the Needle, a couple options for the edge. I have one lonely piece of DMC. Okay, there's my notes. I'm not quite sure. I must have rated the kit. And which is this? This linen is 40 count. I can't read that. It's so faded. Let me see. Is it what I... No, it calls for Old Stationery. I have two pieces. What in the world? Oh, I've got two pieces. Maybe I was trying to decide. Anyway, this was early on, and I'm not quite sure what I was thinking, but there we have. I Love Fall Most of All. I know many of you probably have done this. I know you've seen it. Okay, put all this back together. That must have been one of the first things I bought because there were a lot of things not available. Here's another one by Brenda with Thy Needle and Thread. Be Ye Thankful. Wonderful fall stitching. And yes, here's my notes. Again, two lonely pieces. I have no clue. Oh, well. And this looks like Vintage Country Mocha. So, a little partial kit. Be Ye Thankful. Another wonderful design. I'm just thinking I might be able to pull some of the rickrack from here to use on that. I'm going to keep those together because they might complement each other. That's another fall kit that I've got. Well, it was all put together. I've rated it. This is one I actually was going to start, didn't. Autumn Alphabet. And I've made my own little floss card. Just like that. Took a picture of that, punched holes in it. There's the thread. What do I have for linen? 28 count ancient. What was I thinking on 28 count? I don't know. Yeah, because it calls for 40. Okay, 40 murky. I think I have a piece of 40 somewhere. So there's Autumn Alphabet. That does not look like murky. Looks like ancient. That might be why I bought that. I know I've seen other people work on this. I also have seen comments that there's a lot of stopping and starting for the alphabet. But I still liked it. It's still kitted. And you can see here's everything's ready. I had a big scratch on my arm. Who knows what that's from? Oh well. Probably working in the garden this morning. Here's another one, Autumn Alphabet. I don't have anything. This is Scarlet House. I don't have anything pulled for that. But that one's a beautiful one. Just a few colors. And here's another chart. I don't have anything pulled. This is Primitive Needle. Tombstone Spots. I just thought that was really fun. Especially if you like to go to old cemeteries like I do, you see a lot of these different imageries in the cemeteries. And what does it call for? 40 count, heritage, and then here's the weeks, all weeks. So I don't know if this one has been redone by Lisa's daughter. I'm sure it will be. I don't know that, but it's a popular one. This one always reminds me of fall, and I don't know, Village of Hawkrun Hollow. Maybe because it's got the kind of a Halloween feel to it. I don't have this kitted, but I do have the chart. And you can see there's lots of colors. I wonder if some of them might be what I've also used in houses. Anyway, I do have the chart. I don't know when I will start this, but there it is. Here's another one that says fall to me, not necessarily Halloween, but fall. That is Exemplars from the Heart, Pumpkin Season. So scary friends, sweet and silly, all these pumpkins are a dilly. Just zoom out just a little bit. There you go, so you can see the whole thing, then I'll bring it up. I've had a lot of people comment that they enjoyed seeing things this way because they could see it. So decided to do this portion in this way. 40 count, tan marble linen, and then you can see it's either NPI, DMC, that must be Vicky Clayton Silks, hand-dyed. Yeah, looking at the names, yeah. So you've got a couple options for kitting, but if you like fill-in and you like big old houses and you like quilt blocks and you like pumpkins, I just thought that was fun. Oh, Thankful Pillow. It's got pumpkins. This is Bless Our Harvest. It's a 32 count, cocoa, and Weeks Dye Works. What's the size of this one? Does it say? Doesn't say right there. I don't know, it looks big to me. I like the pumpkins right on top of the tree. I like that. And obviously autumn, fall, autumn at Hawkrun Hollow. This one I did pull the linen because I bought the linen for houses of Hawkrun Hollow at the same time, so they would match. And what is this? Is it platinum? Yeah, 40 count platinum. So I don't have any of the threads pulled, but I do have the matching linen to houses. Harvest Moon. I got this one last year, I think. No, this might be new. It's got the flag, it's got a house, it's got some quilt blocks. I like this here. And let's see, 36 count Sleeping Bear and Gentle Arts. that's another wonderful autumn chart. Gather in. Oh, I've had this a long time. A long time. Let me go zoom in a little bit. Long time. I've seen people do it. It's wonderful. It's just got all kinds of fun things with it. I haven't pulled anything for it, but you've got DMC or looks like a combination of weeks and DMC. Was stitched on 36 count graham cracker. So again, I don't have anything but the chart, but I do have it ready. And Witch in the Garden, Witch in Her Garden with Thy Needle and Thread. That's a fun one with the pumpkins, with the witch. Here's the whole thing. And here, lots of beautiful sunflowers. This is an older one, I think. Jessie and Me, All Hallows Eve. I think I purchased this at that estate sale I went to last year. And I like the pumpkins. You could even just do this part. I don't have anything pulled for it. Oh, it calls for Belle Soie, but you could do DMC. And it's got, let's see, Smyrna Cross. That might be the only specialty. I'm not sure where that would be. Anyway, I like that. Halloween Delivery is another older one. Plum Street. I just thought that was fun. You zoom up here so you can see it. It's got the crow, it's got the carriage, and like this. And 2013. You may be able to still find this. DMC, Gentle Arts. See, Great Britain used postal coaches to deliver the mail. These mail coaches were faster than stage coaches. They only stopped for the mail delivery, not for passengers. So, Halloween Delivery by Plum Street. Okay, oh, there's another 2013. Beggar's Night. This is Threadworks Primitive. It's got a white pumpkin, a raven, some quilt blocks. I like that urn right there. And let's see, 36 count Abecedarian. Oh, DMC down here. I don't have anything pulled for that, but I did like that. I think this also came from the estate sale. Let's see. Now I'm going to go into things that might not necessarily be fall, but to me it says fall. And that could be a feeling when I look at the design. It could be the colors. It could be maybe reminding me of when I bought it or started it. Like I said, these might not necessarily say fall to you, but to me, it's fall stitching or fall start. Real comfort. I mean, I think, is that a pumpkin here? No, I'm not sure. It says there's nothing like staying at home for real comfort. I've seen several people working on this. There's a lot of stitching in this, but it's beautiful. I had this kitted at Country Sampler. I purchased it and asked them to kit it. So it's got saltbush, and look at those colors. Aren't those fall? I just thought those were beautiful. So that one to me says fall. And you don't have to agree with any of that, but I'm just pulling the things to me that say fall. Cinnamon Stars. I have seen people working on that. Finished it. Plum Street. Oh, it's got the scarecrow, it's got the pumpkins. It's Gentle Arts. Oh, there's a pumpkin here. I guess that could be fall. I've got some notes here. See, I'm all set. Here's my, let me go back out. Here's my, I was gonna do this. What happened? I haven't started it yet. Here's my floss card that I made. I don't know how sturdy this will be, but I did make one. And I kept these in case I wanted to put them back on floss rings. Now, the colors just are very fall-ish to me. And I guess with the garden ready to harvest, that could be fall or autumn or harvest. So that one's all set. Like so many. This one I pulled today. I think it's the linen color. What is this? Could be a mystery. I don't know. This I bought as a kit from Silver Needle, so that might be cocoa. I'm not sure. Let me look. This was their club. Fragments in Time from 2022. I think it's this linen, which is definitely less red than the picture. It just, I think this linen and then the colors just reminded me of fall. I think this was a monthly club that we were able to get the linen at the same time. Let me just zoom up a little bit. These could be all little pillows. They could be... Oh, I have two in here. I just realized that. I have two sets. I have 2019 and 2022. Oh, I'll just pull 2019. I think I just put this all together because I wasn't sure when I was going to start it and wanted to keep everything together. You could also do these all together instead of pillows, but pillows are fun. Yeah, these are 2022. It's fun with the strawberries. Reminds me of Pennsylvania Dutch. Love this berry basket. So that one also reminded me of fall. Like I said, I think it's the color, and I think that's cocoa. Oh, if I didn't put any note in here, that's going to be bad. I think it's going to be bad. I don't know what that is. Could be anything. I don't know if it's cocoa. It's a good color. I know that. Let's see. You know what? I'm going to check real quick and see what it calls for. Straw, 32. Okay, so it's probably 32 straw. Which that looks so different than straw, but it's just how it photographed. So that's another one of my kits I have that remind me of fall. Here's another one that's unusual, but it did remind me of fall because of, look at the colors. And I had this kitted at Country Sampler. I ordered the pattern and asked if they could kit it. So they put baked clay in here with the called for. That this is Prudence Pairing 1828 by Samplers Remembered. And I zoom up so you can see. It's got the alphabet. And it's got these great motifs at the bottom. I don't know if I've seen anyone work on this, but it just felt fallish to me. I love this color palette. Look at the teals. Oh, this one, when I was pulling things to show you, I thought, I got to set that aside. I totally forgot about this, that I ordered it, and I think these colors are so beautiful. Someone asked me if I always have multiple projects, and apparently I do. I mean, I always have, from when I first started doing stitching or sewing back when I was in high school, which was over 50 years ago. I always did. And then when I started doing quilting, designing quilts, teaching quilt making, I always had multiple things going on. So I think that's just kind of how I work. And sometimes what will draw me in is the color. And that feels like something I need to start because I just love it. Just looking at it, you could do the whole alphabet. You could just do this. You could just do that. I'm going to set this aside. All right, let's keep looking. I have a few more in here. The things that feel like fall to me. This one, again, is going to be one that's like, what in the what? Well, this is Isabella White, 1830, by Old Willow Stitchery. Here is the original, and I think it's the linen color with those, here's the DMC, those colors on it. It just felt so fallish to me. This is the original. Maybe it's the crows. Look at the rabbits. I mean, who doesn't love a blue house? A brick blue house. So, Isabella White. Let me zoom out just a second. There, so you can see the whole thing. And these are the DMC colors. I haven't pulled any linen. Not sure. But I do kind of like the look of this more yellowed linen. I'd have to do a floss toss, though. Anyway, that one felt kind of fallish to me, the original. All right, let's see. Let's get a few more here. Okay, I had to look at this. Like I said, I was going through my kits, going through my charts, going through my estate sale charts. Forgotten about this one. I know a lot of you have done this. As the Crow Flies, Pin Keep by Stacy Nash. Definitely fallish. Oh, so pretty. So pretty. This was an exclusive with the Homespun Facebook group, but I believe it's available for purchase now. It came with, here's the ribbon for the edge. Let's see what else is in here. Here's the linen. Ooh, that's pretty. And here's not too many colors. There's the colors, the weeks. And that was all in this little bag. All the supplies. So easy to keep track of until I'm ready to work on it. So Hobby House put this one together. But like I said, I think this is available now as the Crow Flies Pin Keep. Usually the exclusives are available at a later date. Not always, but sometimes. I'd say a good part of the time. All right, here's another one you're going to say, no, that's not fall, that's patriotic. Home of the Free. Well, it could be. Obviously, it is. But it reminds me of fall because look at the colors. Look at the colors. Oh, let me zoom out. And as I was looking at this, see what did I get? Old Sheep. Old Sheep 36 count. This was all set to go. So this is what I was thinking. So you've got the houses, but look at the trees. Could easily make that fall. Well, look, there aren't green leaves. So that's why it feels fallish to me. And you could increase that by doing more fall leaf colors. This photograph, and this was a PDF, so I printed it out on my printer. This does not do it justice. I mean, look at the colors. So, Home of the Free by Willow Hill Sampling. If you're looking for patriotic that's a little different, that is one. Let's see. I was just looking at there's a DMC option. It's got 9 colors. On 40 count, it's 16 3/8 by 5 inches. 329 by 101. So anyway, I pulled the old sheep. Look at this blue. So anyway, that's all kitted. It's ready to go. Just need to invent more time. That's all. All right, got a few more in this basket. This one definitely felt like fall to me. Sarah Allen, 1814 by Needlework Press. I think it's the colors. I don't have anything pulled for that. But look at the motifs here. You've got the alphabet, then you've got these different floral motifs. Some more alphabet. Love this blue, this red, green. Sarah Allen, 1814. Looks like there's the model. I don't have anything pulled for this yet. There's the original 32 count linen. I'm just trying to see what they ended up with. Weeks chestnut, or you could do cocoa. So I'm just reading right here. So you've got a DMC equivalent or classic Colorworks and Weeks Dye Works. I just really liked that one. And it just had a fall feel to me. I don't even have any of the colors pulled. But maybe it's the linen color. But I just loved that. Okay. Got a few unusual ones that you're going to say, that's not fall. Well, again, it's just either the feeling or the colors. Mary Choates. You're going fall, really? Well, look at the motifs. I think it's the color palette. You've got the reds, you've got some oranges. Just really beautiful. I saw the model for this at Hobby House and just had to buy the chart once I saw the model. And of course, it's always got the silk or the DMC conversion. I went ahead and purchased, what did I get here? Becky Clayton. Oh, look at those colors. Look at, can you see? Look at the colors. Oh, glorious. That purple in there, or I guess it's more like a deep fuchsia. And then I did get, is this the super fine? I think it is. Must be some over one. Yeah, so there's the super fine. So I'm all set. All set with it. Just need to do that time inventing thing again. Well, will I fit this all back in? Now, I like to keep these together. Otherwise, who knows what will happen to it. This is one from the estate sale. Carriage House Sampling. All right, let me move that. Is that distracting to see that in the way? Carriage House Sampling. 1779 ship sampler. I think it's just because it feels like New England. And New England always feels like fall to me, no matter what time of the year. I just liked that. I don't have anything ready for it yet. I don't have a date on this either. .40 count with needlepoint silk. Not sure the date, but it does look like an older one. But I just like that a lot. So I pulled that because it does feel like fall to me. All right, a few more. This one is Nancy Steed, And this was from Hobby House. When I was there last year for a retreat, it was exclusive to Hobby House. It's by Tabby Cat. Now, see that yellow? That is not what the model looked like, because I bought the kit. That's the color, which is Tiki Boo. And that's the color of it. It's this gorgeous navy with just a touch of green on this kind of clay colored. So that's too yellow. It's this. And it's just a beautiful Quaker. So that one, I think it's the colors, just felt, again, fallish to me. So that's a really beautiful Quaker. Let's see. You can do DMC or a Vera Swan. There's an alternate green. As I said, some of these you're going to wonder what in the world's wrong with her. Why does she think that's fall? But I do. So this is one I'd forgotten about. Obviously, that's Summer Schoolhouse. But I think why it felt like fall to me is because it is Schoolhouse. Schoolhouse always reminds me of fall. So this is Brenda Gervais. Lessons in Abecedarian, Summer Schoolhouse. So that's the first part of the alphabet. Let's see. Here's the second. And a few fallish colors in there. No, that one is more summer, obviously. I know it says summer, but it just, Schoolhouse reminds me of fall. And remember I said it could be a color, it could be a feeling. And sometimes Schoolhouse things remind me of that. So here are the Vicki Clayton silks. Oh, look at these colors. Let's see if I can. Oh, they're so pretty. So this one's all set. I don't have any linen pulled. Let's see. This came from, I think, Silver Needle, using 28 count Lugana over 1. If you go to Silver Needle, looks like this printout shows you how to cut everything. So that's from the Silver Needle website. Let me see. I bought this a long time ago. I was just looking at the invoice, seeing if they mentioned this. I don't know where I saw this, but this is Silver Needle. Has these instructions. It could have been a class that they did, but I did find it on the website and printed it out, and everything is in this bag, ready to go whenever I have a feeling of option, whatever, to start. This one you've seen. Anything New England, as I said, reminds me of fall. Now, this is definitely not fall colors. This is Mary Chilton. She was one of the pilgrims, one of the people in the Mayflower. I'm not sure if she was a pilgrim or she was what they called a stranger, not a pilgrim. This is who it's by. But it's got the Mayflower. It's got images from band samplers. And I have pulled the color, silk and color thread collection. There's the colors. And I do not have linen. Just look here. Oh, it's on Ren 32 count, which I probably will not do. Probably do something else. And I purchased this at the Attic. It was, I think they got it from Market last year. Could be from this year, but it did come with the ruler and the needle minder. So even though the colors aren't fall, because it is the Mayflower, it does remind me of fall. Pilgrims. So that one, I just love the colors. Look at that. Beautiful. A couple more. I know you're probably surprised by what I've pulled, but maybe not. It's just fun. If nothing else, it showed me I got a lot of stuff that I wanted to. This is, you've seen this. This is, I bought this at the estate sale. This is Long Dog Samplers Quilts. I'm going to zoom in so you can see it. Wrong way. Move this out of the way. Definitely fall. Definitely little village with lots of quilt motifs. And at the bottom, there are all kinds of quilts. And what have I pulled here? Oh, this was from the estate sale. 32 count French vanilla. No, 28 count French vanilla. So there's, I haven't even pulled this all out yet. Here's all the colors. So I'm all set there. I'll zoom back out, sorry. I said this was from the estate sale, so I haven't looked at the linen yet. But there's all the colors. So that one is quilts. By Long Dog Samplers. I'm not sure what year this is. Let me see if it says. I'm not sure. Go down to the bottom so you can see the name. So this looks like it's a PDF that you can print. I don't know if that's the case, but that's what it looks like. I could be wrong on that. Have I got one more? No, I got a couple more, and then we'll be done with this segment. This one. Okay, I'm going to move that so it's out of the camera shot there. Love Abide, and I know this doesn't look like fall at all, but when I looked at, it says, in our home, let love abide and bless all those who step inside. I thought, wouldn't it be fun to do those in fall colors? So that's why I pulled that, because you could do it in green or you could do it some fall colors. Totally up to you what you want to do. This is by Lottie Da. No, I do like that. I don't have anything pulled. It was stitched on vintage lentil, 36 count. And this is from the estate sale. This is older. This is Purely Samplers Collection, Homespun Elegance Hospitality House. Look at the pineapple. Again, it just felt fallish. Oh, looks like you could put a little pineapple bead there. I don't think that came in. No, I don't. No, it did not. It might have been there at one point, but it's not now. Let's see, embellished with old brass pineapple button. Well, that might be one I'll have to look for, but I just thought that just felt fall-ish to me, and I loved that. So this is an older one, Hospitality House. 2019, so not that old. And you've got a bunch of weeks. Well, there's Valdani and weeks, but you have an alternate of weeks if you want, or DMC. It's 49 by 72, so that would be a fun little stitch. And it's mounted in a 5 by 7, but it is stitched on 2728 natural linen, natural brown linen. So you might have to do some figuring to fit it in a 5x7. So anyway, that was one that felt like fall. Let me see my basket. I got one more. Yeah. Ann Johnson. I know it's not fall, but it felt like fall to me, and I think it's because of the linen color. And here's all the 103s. This I purchased from Traditional Stitches. It's an exclusive, and I just think it's beautiful. Ann Johnson, 1832. So that is, I think my basket's empty. I think that's all my fall ideas for right now. Doesn't mean I'm gonna start any of them right now. But I did want to show you some things that felt like fall or looked like fall to me. And this one, those colors are getting to me. I might have to do something about that. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed this little look at some fall stitching, fall charts. And until we meet again, happy stitching. Hey, buddy. Hey, Ziggy. What you doing? What you doing, sweetie?